There is an urgent need to make women aware of the number of rapes and assaults committed each year in the United States. According to Criminal Victimization Report, it is estimated that over 500,000 people were raped in the U.S. in 2024. This includes threatened, attempted, or completed rapes. This amounts to more than a rape every minute. We consider our country to be among the safest places in the world. However, a woman is 20 times more likely to be raped in the United States than in Japan, 13 times more likely than in England, 4 times more than in Germany. Police statistics paint a dismal picture of crime against women. This number is much greater when you realize that most rapes are not reported. According to Criminal Victimization Report, only 40% were reported in 2023 and 25% reported in 2024. These are startling statistics and indicate that women need to be aware of their surroundings and consider self-defense or martial arts classes. The most important component of self-defense is situational awareness. This means that you must be vigilant of your surroundings. You need to take an active role in finding safe places in all the locations that you frequent. This includes places where you shop, along the routes that you drive, and even in your home. Find out where the security office is in the malls where you shop. Identify places along the routes that you drive where you could pull off safely in case you are bumped from behind. This includes monitoring people, knowing your environment, and taking care not to look like a victim.
My name is Sally, and I'd like to tell you a story about what happened to me. I had just graduated from college and collected a lot of cash for graduation. It was a cool Friday evening, and I decided to go to the new mall that opened near my home. I didn't have time to deposit the money, so I took a wad of cash. I entered the mall and walked past a restaurant where I noticed a couple of friends. I decided to join them and ordered a shot of tequila to celebrate graduation. We chatted, and I had 3 drinks. The remainder of the evening is a blur. I've been able to piece the events together, and this was a night that I would never forget. The police suspected a man named John, but they could never prove it was him that assaulted me. The police reviewed videotapes from the mall cameras. John entered the mall about a half hour before me. He was just released from prison a few months ago after doing 5 years for armed robbery. John was on parole and working for a local manufacturing company on their assembly line. He was lonely and went to the mall to be around people and look for young women. He observed everyone as he walked through the mall, but he was not having much luck picking anyone up. The mall's video footage showed that he entered the restaurant while I was there. The police believe that he noticed me and began to observe my movements. He hung around the restaurant until I paid the tab for me and my friends with cash. He followed me for a few minutes as I moved from store to store purchasing goods with cash. The drinks were checking in, and I was oblivious to everything and everyone as I focused on shopping. John noticed that I checked out the mall's pictorial directories illustrating the layout of the mall's stores. He immediately knew that I was not familiar with the mall and that I would not know where to go to report a crime in a hurry. This would provide plenty of time to escape if he decided to attack me. He had enough information to know that I was an easy target. I was alone and seemed oblivious to my surroundings. Dressed in a tight skirt and high heels, I could not run fast. The way I was dressed, he could easily push me down on a car or to the ground. I finished shopping. My hands were filled with packages, and I obviously had cash. The only missing variable for this crime to occur was me moving into the wrong situation. The mall security guards had observed John in the mall on several other occasions. John had the upper hand, as he knew the mall well. He knew where the mall's video cameras were positioned and how many security vehicles were on patrol outside. He followed me to the exit. He followed a few feet behind me as I walked further down the lane toward my vehicle. As we moved out of the video camera range, he pulled on a pair of gloves and took a knife from his pocket as I approached my car. There was a large truck parked next to my car that would block the view of any surveillance camera. There was no one around, and he made his move. John closed the distance by moving up behind me quickly. As I opened the car door and bent over to place the packages on the seat, he pushed me face down on the seat. He entered the car, flipped my coat up over my head so I couldn't see him, placed one knee in the center of my back, pinning me down, and closed the car door. His weight on my back took my breath away and prevented me from calling out. He cut the strap on my purse and jerked it out from under me. Since the opportunity presented itself, John sexually assaulted me. My coat was still over my head, so I never got a look at him. He stepped out of the car and slammed the car door so no one would hear my screams. He took his jacket off and reversed it while he was out of video camera coverage. He walked parallel to my car through several rows of vehicles. He rummaged through my purse and wallet, took the cash and discarded the purse and wallet under a parked car. He proceeded back toward the mall, keeping his head down, using the brim of his hat to conceal his face from the cameras. He walked toward the other side of the mall where his car was parked and made his escape.
The above story illustrates how criminals select targets. They identify victims according to how they behave and where they go. They are always looking for easy targets. This is not to say that you should never dress fashionably. It is strongly suggested that you dress appropriately for the occasion, and that you understand the disadvantages of this type of outfit. If you are going shopping and not going somewhere that requires high fashion, you might want to dress in clothing that will allow you to move well. This would include flat shoes and loose-fitting clothing that will allow you to run, kick, and provide freedom of movement. If you dress in restrictive clothing and shoes that don't allow easy movement, then be aware that you are more vulnerable to criminals. One of the best ways not to look like a victim is to walk tall and confident. Your posture and the way you carry yourself says a great deal about you. To make sure you are less of a target, you need to be alert, confident, and very aware of your surroundings.